been about 4 months since I turned vegan, and in this video I want to share with you all my favorite vegan recipes that I've been making on a weekly basis as a newbie vegan. These recipes are quick and easy to make, contain lots of nutrients, and most importantly, taste delicious. And even my non-vegan friends who I made this for agree. So if you're either a fellow newbie vegan like me, or if you've been vegan for a long time, or if you just want to incorporate more plant-based dishes into your diet, this video is perfect for you. Also, if you're planning on making any of these dishes, definitely check out my website, LilyLikeCom, because I have a whole blog post dedicated to these dishes with all the ingredients and the amounts written out. And there's also a printable PDF version that you can print out and take with you when you're either grocery shopping or you're actually preparing the dishes. Before we jump into this video, I just quickly wanted to say that it would mean so much to me if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. The button is down below. And with that being said, let's get started. Every morning I start off with making myself a foamy oat milk latte. So I wanted to show you how I make it in this video as well. For my coffee I use an espresso Cities and I have no complaints. I think it looks beautiful and I've had it now for 2 years and it still works great. And my coffee of choice is the vanilla eclair. Next, I fill my oat milk using the Smeg milk frother. This milk frother is a beauty. She is quite expensive as well, but I'm really happy that I could add her to my coffee station and she makes the most perfect frothed oat milk. I add a coffee creamer and I love this cookie butter creamer because it makes my coffee taste delicious and it's also not too sweet. Last but not least, I finish it off with some raw cocoa powder for that extra chocolatey touch. And there you have it, your perfect morning oat milk latte. While I enjoy my coffee, I always like to take a little moment for myself. I always start my morning with a foamy oat milk latte because it is one of the little joys in life. And speaking of little joys in life, one recent addition to my home that has been giving me so much joy is the Aura frame that you can see behind me. I've been living far away from my family for 4.5 years, and especially not being able to see my grandma. This is her when she was young and I was a toddler, by the way. It's been really hard. I really miss her a lot, and even though I call and FaceTime them, one of the things I realized is that I didn't have any photos from my loved ones in my apartment. So that is why I was super excited when Aura Frames reached out to me to partner up for this video. So if you're not familiar with Aura, Aura is a smart frame that is the perfect gift for your loved ones or for yourself. All you need to do is download the app, connect your phone to the frame, and then you can add whatever photo and also video to your Aura frame to display. Aside from displaying pictures from my family, I also really like to put some photos of my friends, and I can also play my roller skating videos, which is really cool to see on this screen. So every Aura frame comes in a beautiful gift box, and it's perfect for birthdays, but also Mother's Day that's coming up. I actually got 2 Aura frames and I'm planning on taking one with me whenever I travel back home and already pre-install it completely with all my photos for my family. So when I give it to them, they can just open it and they already see all the pictures of us that I uploaded. So if you're interested in picking up Aura frame for yourself or your loved one, you can use my code LILY for up to 40% off while supply lasts. And you can find more info in the description box down below. So guys, I just came back from Trader Joe's. And this is my grocery haul. I got quite a few bits, and now that I'm still pretty new to the vegan or plant-based lifestyle, I love doing groceries and just trying out new things. So on this section I have all my fruits. So I have apples, lemons, I have some watermelon, raspberries and blueberries, they're my favorites. And then I have some raw sliced almonds that I like to use as a topping for any of my desserts or smoothie bowls. I also got some organic blue agave syrup because I only had honey before this and honey is not vegan. Favorite dark chocolate. This is 100% cacao solid dark chocolate with cacao nibs. It's really good if you're craving chocolate but you don't want the sugar. And then here I have all my veggies. So I have baby corn. That's literally one of my favorite vegetables. I have sweet mini peppers, avocados, Persian cucumbers, tomatoes, garlic, shallots, also some guacamole for whatever chip I'm eating. I also have some organic sage, and then also I have some organic spinach and organic arugula in the back. Then here I have some of my pantry products. I have some whole wheat fusilli pasta. I have organic beans. I also have some sliced Kalamata olives, as well as these tapa style artichokes, so good. And then I have this tomato paste, as well as these San Marzano tomatoes that I like to use for tomato-based pastas. And I also have these cauliflower slims that are perfect if you want to eat some avocado toast but want a healthier alternative. These cauliflower slims are so good. And then I have some English peas, vegan kale, cashew and basil pesto, vegan cream cheese. I also have some impossible meat. Then I have these vegetable bird nests that I've never tried before, so I'm curious to see how those are. I also have some kohlrabi vegetable pasta, which is a good alternative for regular pasta, as well as these cauliflower gnocchis. I love these. They are literally so good. I also have these rice cauliflower stir fry frozen package. I love to eat this whenever I'm craving rice, but I want a healthier option. And then I have 2 brands of coconut water, Vita Coco. This is the pressed one, so it's a little bit more like flavorful. And then the Zico coconut water. I also have my favorite kombucha. This is the Health-Ade Pink Lady Apple kombucha. And then last but not least, I have some sparkling green tea with pineapple juice. And these are really good and they're only 10 calories. And then I also got some flowers. I got these peony double tulips, very beautiful. And then some fresh eucalyptus. So that's the haul. Now I'm going to clean my fridge, organize all my groceries, and then organize the fridge and start cooking. It's time to get cooking, and we're starting off with the first recipe, which is the summer gnocchi pasta. One of my favorite veggies to use for spring and summer dishes is baby corn. I just feel like it's so refreshing and slightly sweet, so I'm cutting up the baby corn. Next up, I'm mincing garlic as well as shallots. And you can add as many garlic cloves as you want. And next up, I add some olive oil to my pan and add the minced garlic as well as shallots to it. This Always pan from our place is the love of my life. It is such an amazing pan, and I've tried quite a few pans, both cheap and expensive, and I would say that this pan is my ultimate favorite. And I also love how it incorporates a spatula holder. Next up, I add the corn as well as some sage leaves to spice it up, as well as a 1/4 cup of water just to help with the sauce. Next up, I add some peas. I love the combination of baby corn and peas together. I feel like it's so delicious and a great base for any pasta sauce. Next up, I'm heating up and frying the gnocchi, and actually I am using cauliflower gnocchi, so this is not real gnocchi. I love using these because they taste delicious and it's a great healthier alternative, and I got these ones from Trader Joe's and they're so good. Next up, I add some spinach for extra protein. While the gnocchi is cooking, I am adding some vegan cream cheese to our veggies and stir it until it's completely melted. Next up, I am adding this vegan kale pesto that I also got from Trader Joe's. This pesto is honestly so good and creates the perfect pasta sauce. After I stir it and mix it in, I add the cauliflower gnocchi and I finish it off with some salt and pepper. As the final toppings, I added some fresh parsley as well as some pine nuts and vegan Parmesan cheese. And there you have it, your summer gnocchi pasta recipe. Bon appetit! Next up is this vegan Greek feta salad. Greek feta cheese salad is one of my favorite dishes ever, so I'm so excited to share with you this vegan alternative that tastes literally exactly the same. I'm using the Trader Joe's vegan feta cheese alternative, and from all the vegan fetas that I've tried, this one comes so ridiculously close. It's insane. So traditionally Greek salad doesn't really have a salad base, but I like to have a lot of greens in my diet, so I'm adding some baby kale and arugula as my base. Then I chop up some Persian cucumbers. I prefer these smaller cucumbers because I feel like they have more taste. Next up, I chop up some cherry tomatoes. You can also use regular tomatoes or heirloom tomatoes, but again, I prefer cherry tomatoes because I feel like they have the most flavor. Then I mince up a shallot. Originally, Greek salads have red onion, but I don't really like onion. You will notice that in a lot of my dishes, I don't have onion or I use shallots instead, just because they're a little bit softer in taste. And again, I just don't really like onion. But if you do, feel free to add red onion to this. Next up, I'm slicing Kalamata olives. These are my favorite types of olives. They're so good. And then I'm also adding some capers. Now, I feel like most commonly you don't find capers in Greek salads, but I've had a few of them and I actually really like the kind of vinegary taste that they add to this. And then it's time to cut up the feta. I also top the feta off with some oregano, which is very important. I feel like this is an essential step. And then I'm just adding half a lemon as a dressing, as well as some extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper, and more oregano. And there you have it, this delicious vegan Greek feta inspired salad that is so scrumptious and so easy to make. I literally can't get enough of it. I eat this so often and I'm just very happy that I have found a vegan alternative to one of my favorite dishes. Last but not least, I'm going to show you how I make some jicama tacos. I want to add a very big and fat disclaimer that this taco recipe is by no means a traditional Mexican recipe, but what I can say is that it's really good, so that's worth something, right? So for the taco filling, I'm going to be using Impossible Burger minced meat. You can also use Beyond or any other alternative that you like, or you can skip it altogether if you don't like using meat alternatives. The first thing I do is cut up shallots. Again, I don't use onions because I don't like them, but feel free to use onions instead for this recipe, as well as lots of garlic. Again, you can use as many cloves as you like, but I like my dishes quite garlicky. And then I add it to a bowl together with the Impossible Burger meat. And lastly, I also cut up a bunch of cilantro. I love cilantro and I love my fresh herbs in general. I always like to add as many greens as I can to my dishes. So I cut it all up and add it to the meat as well. And then I'm going to be mixing the meat together with the shallots, garlic, and cilantro. And this really reminds me of my grandma for some reason, because I remember that she would always make her own minced meat in Russia and I would always help her mix it. So this kind of unlocked a random memory for me. Next up, I'm going to be cutting up the peppers, and you can cut this by hand, but I would actually recommend using a kitchen processor to do this. I have a very small kitchen processor that fits in my pretty small kitchen perfectly, but it's such a powerful tool and not expensive at all. So if you don't have one, I would highly recommend it. They're definitely going to save you so much time and energy. I'm also, by the way, using these small peppers just because I feel like they're more fragrant, but you can also use regular sized bell peppers. Next up, I'm also adding baby corn to my food processor. I feel like this video is kind of revealing that I love my corn, and I'm actually adding 2 types of corn to this recipe. I'm also going to be adding regular corn just because I feel like baby corn and regular corn have 2 different flavors and textures, if that makes sense, and I like both equally, so no shame, I'm just adding 2 types of corn to this recipe. Next up, I add some olive oil to my always pan from our place, and I fry my Impossible meat with the shallots, cilantro, and garlic. After a minute or so, I add the bell peppers together with the baby corn, and I mix everything through, and then I just put the lid on it so it can really cook well together. Next up, I'm cutting some cherry tomatoes. Again, I prefer using cherry tomatoes because I feel like they have more flavor. And then I'm also adding the cherry tomatoes to our mixture. The cherry tomatoes are going to add some moisture to our mixture, which is great because this will ensure that it doesn't become too dry. And now I'm also cutting up the fresh sweet corn. What can I say? This girl just loves her corn. I then also add some kidney beans to this recipe. Feel free to use whatever beans you like. You can also use black beans, but I prefer my kidney beans. And then I just rinse them and add them to our mixture as well. And now it is time to add our spices. So first of all, I'm using some oregano, then I'm adding some paprika, I'm also adding some cayenne pepper, some red chili flakes, and last but not least, I'm obviously adding salt and pepper as well. Our final jicama taco recipe. So guys, we just finished with prepping for the vegan tacos, and this is pretty much the final result. The last step is to obviously make your taco, and I wanted to show you that. So I always start off with a little bit of veganese, and this is like my version of sour cream. Then the next step is to get our taco filling, which is so yummy. Oh my god, I also love to eat this the next day. Then I like to put some guac or avocado on top, and then I like to add some vegan cheese. And even though I use jicama wraps, I really like the Tex-Mex version of tacos, so with a crunchy type of taco. So instead of doing that, I like to use some blue corn chips. These are organic blue corn chips, a little bit of crunch. And there you have it. This is my vegan jicama taco recipe. So before we're going to part ways, I quickly wanted to talk a little bit about my plant-based journey as well as my weight loss journey. So I feel like I need to put in a trigger warning. I am going to be talking about weight loss, and the reason why is because I, to this day, continue to get a lot of questions, DMs, comments about me losing weight. So if you have been following me for quite a while, you probably will notice that I lost some weight. Since the beginning of 2021, I lost about 13 pounds, which equals to like 6.5 kilos, which, especially because I'm quite petite and there's not that much body like length that the weight can distribute itself to, is quite a bit. And I think most of you guys have noticed this difference. Now I have to say, and that is also why I included this trigger warning, that I didn't lose all this weight the right or healthy way. I started to lose quite a bit of weight because I felt very depressed and heartbroken going through a breakup, and I just completely lost my appetite. So that is how I started my weight loss journey. Definitely not the right way, and I also felt very low energy. I would not recommend this to anyone, and it's definitely not the right way to lose weight, but I wanna, be transparent with you, and that is kind of how my weight loss journey started. After a while, I realized that I was feeling even worse. I had very low energy levels, so I wanted to change things and instead wanted to be healthy and lose weight in a healthy way. So then I actually started roller skating a lot. Roller skating is honestly one of my biggest passions and literally pulled me out of this very dark place that I was in mentally. Suddenly, instead of spending my whole day at home, I was going to Venice Beach, soaking up the sun, breathing the ocean air, and just being super active with my body. I would literally spend my whole Sunday from 11 a.m. to like 6 p.m. in Venice skating, and it literally healed both my mind, my soul, and my body. So that is one part of my weight loss journey. And the second part was that I also obviously decided to become vegan or eat plant-based. Just want to clarify that I do still wear leather, so I'm officially not a vegan. I just eat vegan or I eat plant-based. Just want to clarify that. The main reasons why I wanted to eat plant-based was for environmental reasons. Before I started eating plant-based, I was actually vegetarian for 5 or even 6 years. I lost count. That is how long it's been. But I wasn't really planning on turning plant-based or vegan because I loved cheese that much. It sounds kind of silly, but as a Dutch girl, cheese is such a big part of our culture, so I never really thought I would be able to give that up. However, at the end of 2021, I had a friend who wanted to do a vegan challenge for the month of January. He had been vegetarian for multiple years, just like me, but wanted to see how it was to eat plant-based. And I decided to join him because I was like, okay, vegan January sounds like a good idea. So we both started our journey at the same time, and at the end of January 2022, we realized how easy it was to be vegan and how we didn't really miss any of the non-plant-based foods. I do have to say that being vegan in LA is so easy because there are amazing vegan restaurants here, and also most grocery stores carry a lot of vegan cheeses and creams and all that type of stuff. So I really felt like I wasn't missing out on anything, and I didn't really crave any animal products. So when January ended, I decided to stick to being plant-based because I loved it so much. I did still have some dairy products in my fridge because I became plant-based so spontaneously. I still had some foods to finish up in my fridge, so I have been eating some animal products here and there these past months, just to finish up what I have in my fridge because I don't like to throw out food. So it's been about 4 months since I've been vegan, and I have to say that I really enjoy it. I haven't noticed any loss of energy. I've actually noticed that my skin is even better than it was before. I have acne-prone skin, but I do feel like cutting out dairy completely has helped, not like significantly, but definitely helped a little bit to calm down my inflammation. And yeah, obviously it also helped me with weight loss, but most importantly maintaining this weight, because I have been able to keep the weight off. I haven't been yo-yoing or anything like that, and I do feel like it has to do with the fact that I eat quite healthily and obviously plant-based. So with that being said, we made it to the end of this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it, both the recipes as well as this you know, talk about my weight loss journey and becoming vegan. If you want to make any of these recipes, don't forget to check out my website LilyLikeCom, because I have the printable recipes all there that you can download for free, and you'll have all the ingredients and the steps and things like that. Also, if you make any of these dishes, please send me a picture. I would love to see you recreate these dishes. You can send them to me in my DMs on Instagram. I would appreciate it so much. My username is LilyLikeCom, and you can also follow me on TikTok, which is Lilia Kazakova. So this video obviously showed some of the dishes that I made, but if you would like to see a what I eat in a day video where I break down what I eat on a normal day, then definitely give this video a thumbs up, and if we hit the 1,000 thumbs ups, I will film that video for you as well. So with that being said, it is time to go. I really hope you enjoyed it once again, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye guys!